Jadon was on his performance on the training. We didn't select him. Now, you have to reach a level every day on Manchester United, and we can make choices in the front line. And so for this game, he wasn't selected.
Just when I thought I'd get 2 weeks without covering football, the circus that is Manchester United just keeps on performing.
You are now listening to Pree Da Production with your host, Majaro.
What is up, my tribal people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm your host, Majaro, aka Midge, and we are here talking about Manchester United again. Just when I thought I get 2 weeks of international break, don't need to talk about this team, there's always something going on. There's always one scandal here or there, and the latest one is with Jadon Sancho. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice my man wasn't on the team sheet when the starting 11 was announced. It didn't even cross my mind, where's Jadon Sancho? I just didn't take notice. I was like, okay, cool, this is the team. But a lot of people did, and this journalist made it clear to Ten Hag, why wasn't Jadon Sancho included in the team? Did he not travel? Is everything okay? What about Scott McTominay? He said, Scott's fine, but Jadon Sancho, there's a level you have to reach every single day in training, and his performance went up to that level. And here's me thinking, sometimes you're good, sometimes, I'm gonna give you this week off, get your head right, come back to training next week. I'm thinking it's one of them, like, it is what it is. Like, this happens all the time in sports. Like, you went up to it, so I decided to give someone else a chance in your position. It is what it is. Better luck next week. We go again. But no, Mr. Jadon Sancho, Mr. 350, Mr. 350 said no. He said, I'm not being scapegoated. My performance in training was of a high standard. I'm not going to have anyone else say otherwise. I give my all for this team, and I respect the decisions the manager makes. Well, clearly you don't, because you're out here doing up X statements or Twitter statements. Like, I don't even know which one it is. You're doing up X statements. Instead of talking on the pitch, you're talking on the internet. Like, come on. This is not what you do. And honestly, I wish I had the energy for Sancho, but I just don't. I've hoped this guy was actually going to make a name for himself. And that's the thing. He says he's been scapegoated. I'll tell you what's a scapegoat at Manchester United. Marouane Fellaini. It wasn't his fault that he was the only signing of the start of the Moyes era. It's not his fault that he was seen as the decline of Manchester United and the end of Sir Alex Ferguson. That's a scapegoat, being blamed for every single result. That's a scapegoat. Bruv, when you play, no one even notices that you're there or you're not there. I cannot even remember any top tier performance. Like with players, what he did at Barcelona, what he did at PSG, what he did against Arsenal, what he did against Portsmouth, what he did against X team. That was crazy. With Sancho for Manchester United, you kind of scratching your head still. I lie. Brother, you're from South and there's no fight in you. How can you be from South London and you're getting moved to by the opposition like you're a kid? You're pulling out of challenges. You ain't got no confidence. Here's everyone saying, he's a street baller, grew up in a cage football, blah, 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 blah. Bruv, this guy just rolls the ball, fake passes, and 1-2s. That's all he does. That is all he does. This guy was supposed to be the next best thing. He was the next Dembele of that ilk. He can assist, he can provide. He's an assist merchant. Bro, the numbers he was putting up at Borussia Dortmund were crazy. Like, at one point, he was goal or assisting every game. That's how crazy this guy was. But are we surprised? It's Germany. It's the Bundesliga. This happens. You get a player that is killing it there, but when they come to the Premier League, They ain't crap. Same thing with Italian leagues. Like Paul Pogba, he was pulling up trees. When he came to England, it's a little bit tougher, a little bit more fast paced, not much time on the ball compared to other leagues. Defenders aren't just gonna let you do crazy stuff to them. They're gonna take you out beforehand, and they're gonna be onto you. Like, he's come to England and he can't beat any fullback. It's because he's not as athletic as these players. And this ain't the first time. Let's be honest, this ain't the first time that Jadon Sancho's professionalism has been called into question. It was called into question at Dortmund, at City before that. Man was fine for not turning up to training. Talking about practice. You can't turn up to practice? How are you going to perform? How can a manager say, yo, this is the standard, and you're falling short? And when he says, for the first time ever in public, he just wasn't meeting the standard, your first response isn't, I understand, I own up to my, poor performance over the weeks, and I'm hunkering down and trying to do better to get into this team, blah, blah, blah. That should have been a statement. It should have been, he's correct, I'm trying my hardest, I'm determined to prove my worth. If you're going to release any type of statement, it should have been that first and foremost. But brother, you're getting paid $350 not to tweet. That's what you're getting paid for. You're getting paid to train and perform. You're not performing, and now you're not even training? Bruv. You need to do better. Like, I get you're on P's and life comes easy. You're going out every chance you get. But sometimes you have to sacrifice to perform. And bruv, it's clear that Jadon Sancho isn't doing this. Our manager has given this guy numerous opportunities. He's playing from the start. He can't seem to get it going. Play him half time. It's not really making an impact. With tired legs, you're questioning what is he doing. Oh, he did a good assist. Oh, that's a goal. And they're missing for 10, 15 games. This guy, talking about being a scapegoat, this guy is the most protected player. And I'll be honest, I was protecting him for the longest. I didn't even say a bad word about this guy, even though in the back of my head I'm like, bro, like, what's going on here? Like, what I'm expecting you to do, you ain't doing. You ain't bursting past your wingers, your fullbacks. You're not linking up with a attack, 1-2s, getting on the end of it. It feels like you're going missing, bro. You're not putting in a defensive shift. The guy's talking about there's other reasons why he's not being picked. Then what was the reason?
What was the reason?
What was the reasons? Because from my point of view, it seems that this manager has bent over backwards, to give you every chance to succeed. You took a mental health break. Man went to the Himalayas and meditated. You thought, yes, he's come back, rehabilitated, X, Y, and Z, he's going to perform. Crickets, really. We were looking for every single ray of sunshine to, praise this guy and be like, yo, you're on the back on the right track. You're doing this. Yo, I saw that. It's coming out now. No, it wasn't. It was just more of the same. It's just more of the same. And I don't know, maybe I'm expecting too much because young players these days, a lot of them are given too much too soon. And you can't really blame them. If someone gives you $300,000 a week, you're not going to turn that down, are you? Someone gives you, oh yeah, you're in the Champions League now, add an extra 50k. How about that? You're going to be like, yeah, give me that. And it's funny to see a lot of the Ronaldo fanboys coming out and saying, oh, when Ronaldo said it was a problem, now Sancho's saying it, everyone wants to act brand new. Everyone wants to act like Ronaldo wasn't the first one to call it out. Blah, blah, blah. Bro, Ronaldo called out the standards of this club. And he said some players weren't meeting that. Especially the young players. And who would you thought? One of the players that's been called into question about his professionalism and his dedication to the game is Jadon Sancho. As soon as he said that, some young players, they think they know everything. They think that they've made it because they're Manchester United, blah, blah, blah. At the time, everyone was thinking Rashford, Greenwood, and I was definitely thinking about Sancho. When he said those words, I was like, Sancho. Because he acts like he's done something in this game, but he really hasn't. That's all the energy I can give. Like, I don't know what can come out of this. At this point, it's the manager versus the player. And once you start splitting the fan base like that, that spells either the end of the player or the end of the manager. And hopefully at this point, it's the end of the player, because I can't stand to watch the decline of Jadon Sancho after Manchester United fans have gassed him up to high heavens way before he came. We were thinking he was going to be the answer to the right side, and you can't even get past Anthony. And you can't even get past Anthony, bruv. This guy's, Anthony's only trait that's keeping me out of the team is that he just works harder than you. With all the talent that you claim to think you have, you should be playing better than this guy. But if Anthony's getting played ahead, you might say favoritism, but it's clear to see, Anthony just works harder. That's the one thing you can't fault him on. He gets about, he puts a shift in, he covers ground, he's intelligent when he's coming to pressing and defending. He's not just going to let someone brush past him or just glide through behind him, pause, and be on goal. He's going to shut that angle down. You saw it numerous of times at Arsenal. That's the one thing he really did well, doubling up on his man. Jadon Sancho, he's pulling out of 50-50s. And how can you be 100% with that? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that Erik ten Hag should have handled this differently? Do you feel like, he shouldn't have air out his dirty laundry? Or do you think if he's come to this conclusion, like, there must be some truth in it, and maybe this is his last chance, and hopefully Jadon Sancho can answer the call? Well, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I be killing all my foes, even though I got it all on my own. Success sweet, yeah, it tastes like honey.